Hey guys, today we'll learn how to send WhatsApp messages to a wedding guest list of, let's say, 500 or so guests. You might have tried sending messages manually, but that would be time consuming. Another trick people use is to use groups, but that feels very impersonal. And the useful information generally get hidden behind a plethora of messages. People send thank yous and congratulations and so on. And that's why groups don't work. Some people try broadcast, but the problem with the broadcast is that only the people who have saved your number will receive your broadcast. So that leaves only one solution for reliably sending all the wedding invites to your wedding guest, which is based on a WhatsApp API. Some people also try using automation over web WhatsApp, but that will end up getting your own number blocked. So I don't recommend that at all. So the only legitimate way to send WhatsApp invites is to use WhatsApp API, and Weddingkart app uses that to send WhatsApp messages. All right, so let's get started. This is how the app looks. The first thing that you need to do is create a wedding. So we are creating a wedding for Radha and Rajesh. Now, after your wedding is created, you will land up on homepage, and all the useful information about your wedding will be on this homepage. First thing that we need to do is create a guest list. It gives me an easy option to create myself as a guest. I will do that. So now I'm a guest in the wedding now. There are multiple ways to add a guest. One is to add manually. You can name the person and their phone number and save. The second way to create guests is import via Excel. This is one of the most useful ways, and I would say the most popular way to import a guest list. Before actually importing the Excel sheet, let's look at what the Excel sheet looks like. So, Weddingkart app needs Excel sheet which has at least one column with all the names. It should have at least one column with all the phone numbers. Indian phone numbers you can have without country code, but the international phone number should have a plus or a country code. You can have up to three phone numbers per guest. Right. Now let's talk about groups. In a typical wedding, especially in India, not everyone is invited to all the functions. So, for example, you can say Mehndi. So, you can create any arbitrary function name or anything you can write in this column, and then you can give arbitrary values. I have given no, yes, no, yes. So, this is how I have divided my guest. So, later on, we'll be able to send a particular message to people who are indeed coming to Mehndi, where Mehndi is equals to yes. We have yet another concept called per guest information. So sometimes you need to store information which is very specific to that particular guest. In this video, we will see how we send this per guest information to this guest, right? Okay. You can also arrange your guest in the tabs in the Excel sheet. For example, I have groom side and bride side, and the format of this bride side also is the same. Let's import this Excel sheet into our app and let's see how it works. Okay. So I was telling you there are four ways to import guests. One was add manually, second was import from Excel, and third is import from your phone contacts. If you are using this app on an Android or an iOS, you can use this to pull from your contacts. The fourth one is joining link. You might have used WhatsApp. WhatsApp has this concept that every group has a joining link, and whoever has this link can join a WhatsApp group. In a similar fashion, we have a joining link. You can simply share this link with anyone, and whoever has access to this link will automatically be added as a guest in this wedding. So sometimes what people do is people print this QR code at the back of their physical invites that they send to people. So this helps people transition from the physical world to the digital world. Okay, focusing back on the Excel sheet, let's import the Excel. So my Excel has been processed and it has found two tabs. Both of them look interesting. Now the app has found a bunch of groups. So I don't need these many groups. I might want to send messages to just bride side, just groom side, and maybe Mehendi equal to no and Mehendi equal to yes. So these are the only groups that make sense to me. I might want to send messages only to the people who are, let's say, Mehendi equal to yes, who are coming to Mehendi. Let's select this. Now we have this concept called per guest information. So we had discussed that hotel name and room number. So these are the information we might, so it shows a preview. We might send a message like, hey guest, your hotel name is this, and your room number is this, and so on. So whenever you want to send per guest info to the guest himself, you can use this functionality. Okay, so now we have our guest list imported. Total there are 53 guests. Right side has 25 guests. Groom side has 28 guests. And interestingly, Mehendi equal to no has 36 and Mehendi equal to yes. So this was extracted from your Excel sheet. So essentially what happens is that the app will try as hard as possible to extract information from your Excel sheet. Now our guest list is ready. The next job is to send WhatsApp messages. So for that we need to come to announcement. I'll create an announcement. When I try to create an announcement, I'll see a list of templates. As I mentioned, we are using WhatsApp APIs. So these are the bunch of templates that we have. So let's try to understand what this template is trying to say. So it says the template, the message will start with dear. The name of your guest will automatically be put here. And then you can write any three sentences here. And these lines you cannot change. And right. And this template supports PDF, image, and it can be sent without any attachments. So let's just select this one. So here is how the preview of my message looks like, right? So I can change this. Okay, I have filled in some random sentences. Let's upload an attachment. So I'm attaching an image. So my image is attached. I can also even personalize the image. For example, I can write the name of the guest on the image. This is optional though. You can choose to do it or not do it. Okay. All right. So now our preview is ready, our message is ready. The next job is to add guests. This video is all about how do you send messages to your 500 guests, right? So we wanted to focus on how do you manage so many guests. So when sending messages, you can simply just select all guests and it will send messages to all guests. For sending 500 messages, it will probably take a minute. Right? You can also send message to just bride side or to just groom side, or you can do arithmetic of groups. For example, you might want to say that I want to send messages to groom side, but only to the people who are coming to Mehendi. So you can say people who are common with these two groups. So you can send to just these two groups as well. Or you can, for testing, simply just send the guest to a couple of individuals. So for the time being, let me send it to just myself. I've added myself as a guest. I can send the message right away, or I can schedule it for later. So you can, in one setting, configure all the messages that you want to send and then schedule them. And the app will do the right thing. It will send all the messages when they're supposed to go. So let me just send it and let's see. All right, here is the message. You can see it has written the name of the guest, Dear Bank Jaiswal, on the image itself. And the text is also personalized, the image is also personalized. And here is the text that we had written. So this is the simple process to send your wedding invite to a large number of guests. And even if you're sending to 500 or 1000 guests, within 30 to 60 seconds, your message will reach to all your guests. We can click on add announcement and then you'll get this option, write your own. But what this allows you to do is you can write any message. So there is no restriction here. So this is a message with no restriction. I'm trying to say that here you can write anything, any message without any restrictions. You can attach any video, PDF, image, and so on. And then the rest of the procedure is very similar to what we did when we were looking at the regular templated message. The only caveat here is that when you send messages, you need to get permission of the guest. Let's send this to Weddingkart official, people guest list, and now, and the message is sent. Alright, so you can see that the message has arrived. Okay, so you can see that the message that has arrived reads like this. As a guest of X and Y wedding, you have a new update. And then only when I press OK, I will receive the actual message. Yeah, so this is the message which we actually sent, right? So the point to be taken here is that if you send a freestyle message, you need to take a permission from the guest in the form of this message. This message will go first. When the user press OK, they will receive this message, this free form message. All right. So what we have essentially is there are two ways to send WhatsApp messages. One is a templated message where your message will be delivered immediately, and the second, but it has some restrictions. And the second one is you can write anything, but you need to get permission from the guest. Only when he presses OK, you will receive the message. Now, let's say you have already sent messages to a lot of guests. So, WhatsApp message doesn't reach everyone. Some people might receive the message, some people might not receive the message. So, let's check. Let's try to understand how does the reporting work. So, I'll go to a different wedding, which is a real wedding. You can see that, for example, this one. This message says this announcement was sent to 130 people and 129 are sent and one got failed. So you can click here to see all the reports. So it says 48 were actually delivered and 78 were read and one is failed. So we all understand what read means. Delivered means that the WhatsApp message has been delivered to the phone of the guest, but we don't know whether he has read it or not because some people switch off their read token. You never get to see their blue tick, you always see their gray tick. So either they have not opened the WhatsApp or they have switched off their receipt token. Let's focus on failed one. If I click on here, it will actually open my WhatsApp and then it says this number is not on WhatsApp. So when the message fails, most probable reason is that the number is not on WhatsApp. There could be other reasons also, and you will get to know when you click on these failed messages. So that concludes our process of sending WhatsApp messages to a large guest list. We can send to all the guests in one shot, or we can target group wise. For example, we can send to just the bride side or just the groom side, or we can do groom side and mehendi equal to yes, and we can send it to individuals also. And when your guest replies, there is a two-way chat. Whatever your guests reply, you will get to see their message here. So we have a full-fledged two-way chat using which you can interact and reply to your guest if they ask any question. So this is the way we have created a nice UI to hide all the complexity so that you can focus on sending the messages, reading, replying to your guests are asking, and be on top of all the things. All right. Thank you so much, guys.